I decided to read Percy Jackson for the first time. Somehow the whole series just passed me by. I never read the books, I never even saw the films, although from what I hear, that's a blessing. Apparently they weren't done so well. But with the new Disney Plus series coming at the end of the year, I thought I'd dive into the books and give them a go before I watched the TV show. So this is my honest review of the Percy Jackson series, starting with The Lightning Thief, and I will be making my way through all of them, making a video for each installment. But this is what I thought of The Lightning Thief. So look, I'm gonna be brutally honest, I found it hard to get into the storytelling of this book. Maybe it's because I'm a grown man and the story is being told from the perspective of an 11-year-old, so I found it hard to empathize and sympathize and relate to the storytelling voice. But I thought naively, because I love Harry Potter, I would get on fine with this. But in retrospect, I think it's because I read Harry Potter when I was around the age of the characters, and so now when I reread it, it holds a higher value than a new series that I'm starting from scratch as a grown man being told by an 11-year-old. Maybe if I came to Harry Potter fresh now, having never read it, I wouldn't get on with it as well. Or maybe it's because Percy Jackson is written in the first person, so it feels a bit more like that juvenile voice is telling the story. Either way, I found this really tough to follow. With that being said, I do think the writing style is charming and whimsical. The tone of voice is fun and flippant, and it fits really well with Percy's perspective. And I think that's carried really well into the chapter names, which honestly are one of my favourite aspects of this book. Really, they are top-notch, honestly. They're funny and they're witty and they're ironic, and I love them. But one other issue I did have with this writing style is that it felt like it was told in a and then structure, almost as though it was written to be a movie or a show, and it was just describing things that happened, just outlining plot point after plot point without taking a beat. And then a monster came, and then I swung my sword, and then it lashed at me, and then I ducked, and then I ran, and then I fell, and then it jumped on me. They don't take time for scene setting. There's not enough dedication to internal monologue. Given that it's told from the first person of Percy Jackson, I don't get enough of what he's thinking and how he's processing things. And so I feel like it lacks moments to let the reader breathe, to build tension, to set the stakes, and let us buy in to the higher intensity moments. And so for me, because of that, there's all this potential for emotional poignancy that's just being left on the table. Because really, some of the moments in this book could be far more significant if more attention was given to just fleshing them out and letting them breathe. Because the characters do have the fundamentals to make you really care about them. They're endearing, the foundations are there, but again, because it feels like not enough time is spent on the character moments, instead it's put into accelerating the plot, I found I wasn't really rooting for any of them as much as I should have been. I liked them enough, there was just no depth to my connection with them because there was no depth to their characters. So look, overall I thought the book was good enough, at least good enough for me to move on to the second one and not just abandon the series. Like, I am hyper aware I've come to this series late and it's probably more impactful for people who read it at a young age, but I will carry on into book 2 and just hope the writing style matures more as the characters mature a bit more. I want the book to age up like the Harry Potter ones do, and to give me more of an emotional buy-in as the plot intensifies.